So, beta, the next topic is the factors which are causing imbalance in our environment. So, but there are many factors which affects our environment. You know that human being is selfish in nature. It is actually due to our activities we are disturbing our environment by using the land in irregular patterns, like using of insecticides, fertilizer, pesticides, new farming techniques, which is actually disturbing the land by create construction of dams, bridges. All these things also affect our environment. Cultural practices like use of chemicals, fertilizers, weather modification program for checking the weather forecasting, what we are using satellites and other things, that is waves and other things are also disturbing our environment. Most importantly, nuclear power plants which are established for the generation of electricity also disturbs the environment and emits many harmful pollutants which can create imbalance in nature, and as well it can cause many diseases in plants and animals. So, direct and indirect, both the impacts can be there. If direct impact means which actually directly results in the depletion of our environment. Indirect factors like we are like using of insecticide, pesticide, that is not that we are using for our sake, but in other way it is disturbing our environment. It is creating imbalance in the nature. So the next thing we are going to read how we can conserve the natural resource. So you know what are natural resources? The things which we get from nature are called as natural resources. So there are two types of resources which we get from nature: renewable and non-renewable resources, which you are actually familiar. Renewable resources which can be renewed, which are present in unlimited amount like land, soil, water, air. But non-renewable resources which cannot be replenished, means it take millions of years to replenish, like coal, petroleum, diesel. Okay, so next, what are the practices we should use to preserve our natural resources? So many things can be done to preserve our environment. So it is very important: preservation, then maintenance, sustainable utilization. Sustainable utilization means by using it in a limited amount. Restoration means to restoring it, to store it back. And enhancement means producing more natural resources. So to preserve the natural resources, it is very important that its quality should be maintained. Along with its quality, a balanced cycle of harvest and renewal should be there. Like soil, we should do crop rotation. We should use crop rotation method. We should protect the rainwater. Okay, so it should not drain away the soil, results in soil erosion. We should not do afforestation. We should plant the bushy plants and trees in desert areas. Okay, and most probably we should control overgrazing. Overgrazing on a land can also result in the soil erosion. Next, by using of sprinkle method. Sprinkle method means using less water. Okay, by using the waste water, again by using the sewage treatment plants, by rainwater harvesting. Okay, so these are the some techniques which can save our water. So how we can save the air? So air, you know very well, we should use the scrubbers in the chimney which will clean the air before it is released into the atmosphere. We should use CNG instead of petrol and diesel. Okay, we should use the public vehicle instead of the private one. So these are some of the ways to reduce the air pollution. So most probably comes the forest and wildlife, but it is very important to preserve the forest and wildlife, because forest provide us food and wood, which is very important for us. Okay, so preventing from forest fire by establishing the national park, wildlife sanctuaries, zoological gardens, we can save the wildlife where we can keep them in their own natural habitats. Stopping the poaching and smuggling. But poaching here means by hunting for our own benefit, for our leisure, that is poaching. And smuggling means by selling the products made from the animals. Okay, so they should be banned. So by this we can save our forest and wildlife. And that's how we can save the minerals. So bache, minerals can be used again and again. We can use LPG, we can use CNG. Okay, use of solar techniques, by using solar cooker, chimneys and other things, we can save the minerals. So beta, next comes the environmental protection and conservation, how we can protect our environment. So bache, it is right to save the environment. How we can control our soil pollution? So bache, we have already discussed that industry should not be throw its garbage and waste directly into the soil, which can actually create it can actually, it can destroy the quality of soil. By proper disposal of waste management, plastic should be reduced. Okay, so using of chemical fertilizer and insecticide should be stopped. By this of the things we can stop the air pollution. So how we can prevent the water pollution? We can prevent it by proper drainage, by proper using recycling of water, by sewage methods. We can prevent the water pollution. So controlling of air pollution can be prevented by using of CNG vehicles, by using of filters, by using this public vehicle instead of private one. Okay, by afforestation we can control the air pollution. Next is, what is green economy? So green economy is defined as the economy that aims at the reducing environmental risk and ecological scarcities, and that aims for sustainable development without damaging the environment. So here directly it means that we should use the things, but our aim is not to degrade it. Degrade means not to reduce its quality. Okay, so that is actually the green economy. So why it is actually, there are three sectors of economy, like renewable energy, sustainable transport, green buildings, water management, land management, waste management. Okay, so these are the aspects on which the green economy depends. So here it's the definition of green economy: an economy in which the economic growth and environmental responsibilities work together in a mutually reinforcing fashion while supporting the progress on the social development. So here it means that development is there, but without disturbing the nature. We should do our development, but we should not destroy our nature. That is the green economy. So it is very, very important, beta. So green economy is important to control the pollution. It will actually result in reducing the pollution. Okay, so it is also leads to the economic growth. Okay, by using biofuels, by using renewable resources of energy, we can do the growth of the economy. Next, it can also provide the opportunity to create more economic and social advantages. Okay, which will actually by adopting the alternative sources of energy, we can emerging means developing countries can further develop themselves. It can by improving the infrastructures and more efficient use of energy. It also results in the decrease of energy by importation and saving money. Okay, so definitely we will use the solar energy instead of chemical like nuclear power plants. So it is very cheap to use. New environmental friendly technology can also result in the green economy and will improve the agriculture production. But definitely if we are using the fertilizer, chemicals, the food is not safe for us to eat. But if we are using the manures and other organic things to enrich the fertility of the soil, it is very safe to eat the food, and it will be having many nutrients in it. Okay, so it will also lead in the new employment will be there. It will improve the energy security, as well as it will also benefit the population and will not destroy the environmental health. So that is it in this chapter. So this chapter here in this chapter we have read about how environment plays a very important role in each and everybody's life. We should aim to save the environment if we want to save the living organisms.